Hey YouTube, today we're going to be talking about snorkel masks, how to fit them properly, what to look for when you're buying. But before we do, you know what I think is really cool? You know how you see some of those YouTube videos where people walk really fast, usually like say from a parking lot into a store or something like that. It's used to kill time. I've never done that. I'm going to see if I can do this. All right, here we go. One of the first things to consider, probably, well, by far the biggest consideration, is fit. Different masks fit different face styles, different shapes, different sizes. So, first thing we want to think about is how big, what is the size that you're looking for. Okay, so here's the deal. See this part of your nose right here, just below your eyes, right from there to your chin. If this distance is less than 4.7 inches, right, 4.7 inches, you can figure that out on a ruler pretty easily. You're looking at a small or a medium, somewhere in there, right? This is just generalizing here. If that distance from here to here, I'm doing that right? Yeah. Is more than 4.7 inches, you can kind of go from medium to large, okay? That's just a ballpark, you know, to get you started. So once you're in possession of such a mask, kind of like this one here that I have, it's not a new one, but it's one that I use. What we want to do is we want to find out how well it fits us, and we're going to not rely on the strap, okay? Because that's cheating for now, right? That'll be good when we're jumping in the water and we're doing all kinds of stuff. We want to keep it generally on our head, but for the fit, we don't need the strap, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take the mask itself. You're not going to make it moist with water or put any sort of sealant or whatever. Just leave it dry, all right? Now, when you're going to put it against your face, some people will inhale just a little bit to kind of stick it to their face. I just kind of push it against my face so that a little bit of air squeaks out, and the suction should keep it on your face kind of indefinitely, or at least for a few seconds, all right? If it does not, if you push it against your face and it just falls off, that means that it's not really a good fit, all right? You don't want it to come off. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. There you go. All right, so it is a good fit. I knew that. I'm cheating. All right, so that's kind of how you get started in finding a good fit. The next thing is to put the strap on. It's kind of important to put it in the right place. And I think that most straps have a guide that gives you a general idea. It's kind of right here. Okay, that's where you're putting it, right about there. It's not going down low, and it's not going to sit right on top of your head. All right, so here's an example. That's about right. So it's also really, really important to note that when you put your mask on, you don't want your hair in the edges. Of course, that's going to make the seal less effective. I don't have that problem. My mask fits pretty well, but those of you that are blessed with a big mop on top of your head, well, yeah, then you're going to want to make sure your hair is out. The other thing too, with these straps on the side, make sure that your straps are not too tight. Right? The inclination is to think, okay, the tighter they are, the more water they'll hold up, the better the seal. But the reality is that it tends to distort and warp the edges of the mask, the seal, the skirt that seals against your face, right there, that thing. That will get distorted if you pull it really too tight, and then the opposite starts to happen. The water will leak in, right? So not too tight on the strap. Okay, so once you've got the mask kind of fit, you want to introduce the snorkel. I usually leave mine on my left side, and you'll notice there's a little clip right here. Most snorkels have something there to have the strap of the mask fit into it, so they kind of stay together easier. Keep in mind that when this is on your face, watch this. Watch what it does to my lips. See my lips? They look, fairly normal, I think. Watch what happens here. When this goes in, look at my lips. The lips will change, the shape of the lips will change, and what will happen is there's a real potential for there to be some leakage, the seal to be broken right along above your lip, because you stick it out now because you got this big chunk in your mouth. So just be aware of that when you are making your decisions on which mask to buy. Put Snorkel and mask together, make sure the fit is still good. The last thing I'll tell you officially is that the seal around the outside, see that right there, that skirt, traditionally speaking, it's kind of a truism to say that the bigger it is, the wider it is, the better the seal. It's kind of true. There are other factors, but that's something as a generalization to keep in mind when you're looking for a mask. This one's pretty big, in my opinion. I've seen quite a number in my life, and that's pretty big. All right, so the bigger the skirt, the better the seal. Just another little interesting aside when you're looking for a mask. There are other options that are, in my opinion, they're not make or break deals, but they can be very useful. Like, for example, a no fog lens. Now, most lenses will say that they are no fog. Right, that's what I found anyway. A lot of them will say that. And the reality is, it's not necessarily true. All right. My wife has a terrible time fogging up every single mask she puts on, even after a few seconds. So there are aftermarket things that you can buy, compounds that you can put on your the plastic of your mask to keep them from fogging up. And I would suggest doing that, to be honest, because I haven't found a no fog one that is really, truly no fog. The other thing is there are vision enhancing lenses out there in various masks. And by that, what I mean is a tint that can make things look more in contrast or more contrasty and a little bit clearer. All right, I don't know all the science behind it, but you can look for that as a factor maybe on the packaging of any mask that you're looking to purchase. The no fog, vision enhancing or clarifying filter or coating on your lens. Okay, and the last, probably I would say the last property to look for when you're thinking about a mask is the material that it's made of. Is it plastic? If it's plastic, it means it's extremely affordable, so it'll tempt you. But do not give in to that temptation. Because if you do, you're gonna buy a super cheap mask that it actually hurts your face. It feels hard on your face. I don't have an example here, but I have had them in the past, and I don't wear them more than once. Actually, my kids had them and I just chucked them. So I would suggest not hard plastic. They usually have very small skirts around the edge and they're very hard, so they're not fun to wear at all. And once it starts leaking, you'd rather have no mask at all than a leaking mask. That's almost nothing is more irritating than that. So what's a good one? Well, a silicone one. Silicone has a much better seal, much softer, much more comfortable, and it's as good as they come. Okay, so one other thing that I didn't mention, I've been showing you a particular, more of a traditional mask like this one. What I didn't talk about is full face masks. These are they've been around for a few years, but they're relatively new on the market, and I actually really like them. Some people don't, I do. There's a couple things to keep in mind. They're kind of true about all masks, but just sort of some unique things about this. First of all, I think most snorkels, better quality snorkels, have the same quality as this, which is sort of a float in here. You can hear it. That's a float at the top of the intake here that will float to the top. It'll cut off the air supply when you go underwater so that you don't inhale a mouthful of water, and then it'll release as you get above the water. The other thing is that inside, you can't really see, but there's a series of valves. There's one right here by your mouth where you exhale, and then there's a couple more inside. And what it's doing is it's directing your exhale, your CO2, carbon dioxide, out of the mask, and when you inhale, it's sucking air from outside. So it's a series of one-way valves. It sucks air in here, and then when you exhale, it doesn't allow it to go back into your face, so you inhale it again. It goes out. All right. So really kind of neat. A little bit of engineering and science has gone into this, more so than this. This one is just concerned about sealing around your face properly. This one has some neat built-in features. Still, regarding this, there's a couple other things you just need to be aware of. You'll probably want to smile when you're underwater at some point if you see something unusual or you're just having so much fun. I'm telling you, don't smile. That doesn't help for the seal. And the other thing is, especially with this kind of mask, you will have to have a really clean, close shave. All right, I have experimented with a variety of scruffs, and even for me, since I'm so manly and I have lots of testosterone, even you know, 1.5 to 2 days stubble will break the seal on this more so than a nice clean shaven face. All right, so make sure you're clean shaved and don't smile. Aside from that, I just think this thing looks cool. Looks like you're from another planet, or at least you know, a stormtrooper that commands some authority, and I like that. All right, guys, if you have gleaned any sort of information that you can use in your search for a snorkel mask from this video, and if you want to be nice to me, please do like and subscribe to our humble little channel here at sportconsumer.com. We will bring you probably a video every week on some really neat products that probably in your life you will use, or you will buy, or you have bought, and you probably will buy another one at some point related to sports, leisure, activities. All right, thanks for watching. I look forward to bringing your next video very soon. By the way, sorry, forgot to mention, don't take off. Don't take off and follow the link below to sportconsumer.com yet. All right, YouTube doesn't like it when good folks like you take off and stop watching YouTube videos. That's the truth, by the way. So if you want to be really nice, just check out one of these videos beside me or above me, and watch 1 or 2 of them and kind of shake your head and go, ah, what a goof. And then you can take off and check out the latest snorkels or snorkel masks that we have available for you on sportconsumer.com. All right, now I can say thanks for watching. Take care.